So anyway, hopefully that fan ain't too loud or you can't hear me. But I got some stuff on my mind, definitely. Of course, I was watching something on YouTube, and I like literally just went into tears and stuff about that Walmart incident from July the 4th with the DeWitt Police Department. I think it might have happened in Syracuse, where the black woman got like punched in the throat or face/throat by that police officer, and that hurt me to see that. But my thing is, what I thought of is I didn't see no black man standing beside her. It was two women with children, and then of course it was some Walmart employees and some other people. Couldn't tell all the details of what was going on, but just black man standing beside him, trying to help her to calm down or whatever the case may be. So that may have not would have happened. But I've seen a woman left with kids. I heard her reference and say that one of them said that her sister is pregnant, so she didn't really want her in handcuffs and all this or whatever. I did see a black man like in the crowd, as far as must have been a Walmart shopper, and maybe it was one or two of them. After the police officer punched the girl, one of them like tried to step up and call him the derogatory name faggot and all this other stuff or whatever. Most of my I don't like the way that looked, how that girl got punched or whatever. She did try to bite him. I did see that. I ain't gonna sit here and act like I'm in denial or excuse that, as far as if you trying to do something like that to an officer, they pretty much got the right to respond or protect and defend themselves. Then you told the man, you can go ahead and cuff me. So if you let him cuff you willingly, which you was gonna get it done anyway, but if you let him cuff you, why don't you just continue to comply? I'm not saying that being insensitive, because it definitely looked like it hurt, her getting hit or whatever. But anyway, let me just get to the point of what I'm talking about, instead of putting my personal stuff, like all of my personal opinions in there. But yeah, the main thing is I didn't see no black man standing beside them, like helping to de-escalate that whole thing, or even helping to de-escalate it before it even got the cops involved, or whatever else was going on in there. For whatever reason, they were going off. And see, that's what I don't know all the details of. I heard the girl keep saying that somebody jumped her sister like 2 days before or whatever. I don't know, but it just broke my heart, because a lot of times all you see is black women and children, no black man standing by their side helping to defend them or just protect them, or just building and focus on something else, not even living that quote unquote thug life. Like, we just live and breathe and eat good and reproduce, and I don't fully understand it. I'm starting to come into an understanding, but I don't fully understand why we go through this. I looked at another YouTuber that always say that there's a curse over black people, and of course she refers to them as I believe Israelites, and then of course the girl in the video was saying you of Esau. She was telling the white girls in the video that they were of Esau and stuff like that. So spiritually I can see it's like the Bible coming alive or repeating, or whatever the case may be. It's biblical references in there, so that's why I turn on my spiritual eyes and ears when it comes to stuff like that. And I can see deeper, but I think it'd be so much to like take in when you start to see things like that you be like, wait a minute, let me pump my brakes. I don't even want to go there. And it's almost like too, I've seen it before. Before I seen that video, I already can sense and see this stuff like stirring up and coming. Just don't know how it's gonna manifest, where it's gonna happen, where the next incident gonna be. Is it gonna be in my town? Is it gonna be, but it's getting recorded, that's for sure. All the stuff that's happening. But I chalk it up to it's the works of the enemy. The enemy is mad, but whoever allows him to operate in them, that's who's gonna be responding in them irate, crazy types of ways, and however that results, only God knows. God still has to allow it or whatever. And like I said, I'm not gonna try to pass off no theories or whatever because I don't fully understand myself. I'm still trying to understand. But so that was one thing, and it just bothered me, and just look at my own situation where I go into situations where I have children, but you look to the left, you look to the right, there is any man standing beside me, like y'all not helping. And I'm not saying that they don't help at all, and having of course, prime example, my daughter is over with her dad, and although I don't like this whole situation because I don't get to see my child, she's with her other biological parent as far as I know. See, I don't know fully what's all going on. I did get word like a couple days ago that he was handling some responsibilities regarding her, seemingly handling some responsibilities regarding her. But again, he's still doing it in a disorderly fashion. He's still, to me, spiting me and not including me in things like that, or not encouraging my daughter to reach out and keep me involved, keep me included. So, I don't know his perspective and understanding of things, and I know he don't know mine because I don't even let him sit down and try to figure out. I think he's trying to learn mine through my daughter. That's my thoughts or whatever. Because he doesn't get to sit down and pick my brain, but yeah, not helping me. You are, I guess, maybe in the eyes of God doing right by your daughter, and I will hope you do, because the Bible says any man don't take care of their children, their household, they're worse than an infidel. And I do believe that, and I just see a lot of them. So that was one incident. Then of course the other one, he do what he do. But haven't seen my children in our children, our boys, in like 2-3 years. Haven't had to sit down with them. 2018 was the last time that he sat down with them, but he sat down with them in a very disrespectful, distasteful way at another female's house. Not on your own, taking care of your children, or in a respectful way. And you tricked me to do it. You didn't flat out tell me you were taking my kid. So that whole thing. But like I said, as far as and I just gotta speak. He does do financial, how and when he does it. It's inconsistently. Is it inconsistently consistent or consistently inconsistent? Something. However you say it. I might get it backwards, but he does that, and I'm definitely grateful for that because again, in the eyes of God, that's you providing or contributing. I'm gonna say contributing to your children, the place where you had children at, and you still chose not to be there. You walked away. Because I didn't walk away, I didn't leave. You walked away, or you did something chaotic that caused you to have to get out of here. Again, whole nother story for a whole nother day. So that's one thing, and I just look at that quite often, and it's like it hurts my heart because it's like, man, oh Lord, we got the shitty up at the stick for real, like. From what I see. But then of course you can look around and you see other people that look like they're prosperous, got them a good black man, got them a family. For instance, I see one Instagram family, they got like 6-7 kids, and they what I call it, thugging it out. And man ain't left her or whatever. Who knows what else may be going on behind closed doors or whatever, or behind the cameras, but they appear to be thugging it out. They getting ready to have another child, and yeah. So, and then so the other thing that I watched on YouTube was there was a YouTuber on there. He was speaking on the incident with the little girl Jasmine Adams, and how her dad was in the McDonald's drive-thru line, and his car got shot at or whatever. Or, they shot. I guess they shot at the car. Of course, they aiming for him because you done pissed on somebody's grave, and who knows why he felt the need to do that, and of course recording and all that. You don't never know. I don't know his reasoning why he felt to take it to that level of disrespect or distaste. But that was probably what escalated it and caused them to come after him and end up hitting. They was targeting him, but end up hitting his daughter who was with him, which is another thing that I don't like regarding black men, black males. I can't speak on my other race right now. I can just, this is what I've observed, and so that type of stuff, it just upsets me, it bothers me or whatever. That's sad, and but with that, I was just thinking to myself, like, he pissed on his graves, and of course this gang, this is gang related. Somebody said he was associated with the, I forget, I don't even know this stuff by heart or whatever. I just learned today that Pyrus is supposed to be fruits and all. I don't know. Whew, Lord knows. Only God knows. But, for him to pee on a grave, my thing is, I can relate to something like that personally, where a couple people, they're in the grave now, and I really, am I gonna go dance and piss on that grave? No. Do I feel, and especially record it? No. Now, if you gonna do something like that, you do that and you make yourself feel better or whatever. Personally, I don't feel like you need to be an idiot. I think that's idiot behavior, and record it. Not encouraging or telling anybody to go piss on anybody's grave, or, what I'm saying? Not saying that I fully agree with it, but again, I don't know that man's reasoning for feeling like he had to take it there. Let's see, there are some people that's in the grave or whatever, again, has nothing to do with me. I just know of it, like everybody else knows that these people are deceased. And whatever happened, I don't even know the details really of what happened to him. I heard, of course, the news or whatever, but anyway, I feel similar. One of them, I feel like, I know this person was riding around giving me a look to kill. Like they wanted to get rid of me or whatever, and I didn't feel like I did anything to this person. I think I can just be honest. What I did feel like I needed to do was deny them like a certain access to me, because I was involved with somebody that was very close to them, and I don't cross wires like that. That's one thing. That's the possibility of what I think I could have, why you might have been offended or whatever. I don't know. But anyway, I didn't do nothing to the person, and a look to kill or whatever. And so if somebody riding around just giving you a look to kill, and you didn't do anything to this person, and then they end up, they gone. You feel relieved, because that now you don't have that person riding around giving you a look to kill. So then there's other thing where, or not the other thing, but the other situation where this other person died of natural causes or whatever the case may be. Again, I don't know the details. And this person had, and I think I talked about this on a previous video, and I just, the type of person I am, I talk about it until I just get more clarity and understanding for myself, or just till I'm done, till I'm done expressing myself. But some people don't want to hear it, especially the people who may have been closely affected by the deaths of those people. But I feel how I feel, and I'm the type of person, I'm a real type of person. I at least like to keep it real with myself, but if you get close enough to me, I'm going to keep it real. I'm not going to sit here in front. 9 times out of 10, 99 times out of 100, I'm going to be that truth teller. I'm a person, I'm a human, so I might, even you might catch me on that day where I'm like, no, you feel like keeping it real with that person, but that's not me. And I don't really do the filter type thing. I've been told that I don't really have any truth or whatever. Because I'm not speaking my mind. I'm really, if people say speaking facts, but I try to speak as close to the truth as possible. And I ain't intentionally trying to add no lies or anything to make it fancy. But, so the other incident, that person's on, that person did these, to me, is malicious, mean type charges. I'm not saying that they didn't have any, they didn't, whatever reason they did it, they felt like it was the right thing to do, and it was the truth regarding me, but it wasn't. It was just who they were trying to label me as. It was just not true about me. One thing, I just thank God that, that how it panned out. I'm not talking about the death, but I'm talking about the legal part. the DA seen that before I even ever had to go in front of a judge. They seen, okay, this is some mess right here. This is bull. And, they just kind of made sure that it got thrown out, dismissed. So fast forward a couple months, maybe a year later, that person was gone. And, I felt relief. I felt good. Not to mention, this person had already done something, like literally done something offensive to me indirectly, but still I took it directly. Because it's anything involving my children, you really trying to direct that at me. You really mean business when you're doing anything regarding my children trying to get to me. So, this person had done something regarding my child, and it was real ugly, it was real trifling, and it was definitely disrespectful. And so, yeah, for one, I feel relief, and then another, I wasn't never sitting around wishing death because I have to forgive, but I felt relief, and then I felt other emotions. I felt how I felt. I felt other emotions, other feelings, like, okay, well, good. And not to mention other things that I've seen that person done to other people and towards other people. And I guess, but then people, they love this person so much, or maybe feared this person so much that they was just like, or in their mind they formulated that this person meant so much to them. And so, you better not say nothing bad about them. But me personally, I don't care. I'm not doing that to be mean. If I did something hateful and ugly and malicious to somebody and they are glad, then something happened to me and they glad that it happened to me, and hopefully it's nothing unjust. Hey, if you feel justified, you feel like, hey, that serves her right, it is what it is. I am praying for God's justice. We don't know. We think we know what it means to get justice, but only God knows. He is the perfect judge. Everybody else do not know the intricate details. You don't know somebody's background, they walk of life before they became this, let's just say, elderly person, 80s, 90 years old. You don't know they walk of life and what they may have done to people previously that didn't seemingly catch up with them yet, but could still be lingering, and you know what I'm saying? So, that's my thing. And for me, whoever will listen or whoever I feel the need to share it with, I want to tell the truth about it. I want to tell my side of the story as far as, because if you hear me saying something that sounds ugly or whatever, or even hateful, I got a right to feel my feelings. I got a right to feel my emotions. You'll have a right to just react and act on everything. We do, but with those type of choices, you don't get to choose the consequences that happen. So, we do need to operate in wisdom. And I heard it said today, understanding as well. So, that's what I'm aiming to do. But it's tough, the world we live in. It was tough not to feel relief and happiness and victorious because these people are no longer here to wreak that type of havoc in my life. Or, again, my children, when I said came at me indirectly via my children, but trying to take them shots at me, and they came at me through other people. But just it's really a relief. Like, and I just feel like, how dare anybody else get mad and try to take that away from somebody? It's almost like, oh no, she's too happy about that. She's too. It is what it is. I don't like evil stuff. I don't like mean stuff. I don't like, people say I come off as mean and this kind of thing. No, I come off as firm and just trying to be rooted and grounded in what I firmly believe in and things of those nature. But and some people are just so sensitive, and I'm not trying to be insensitive or live insensitive. And I spoke before that I was raised by a grandma that got beat to a bloody pulp. When I was young, I didn't understand. I knew that was crazy, that was violent, but I didn't fully understand. I seen blood, I seen red eye, I seen all this. I seen stitches and all that. So, again, people don't know what I've seen and what I've been around that might make me feel a type of anger. A justified anger. I'm so righteous anger. Then, sometimes when I talk about God, God has righteous indignation where He allows things and or causes things to happen. I mean, He's in control of it all, but He allows, permits, or causes things to happen that will remove an evil person or separate or distance an evil person, or or protect a good person, a righteous person, an innocent person, should I say. So that's just that. And a lot of people say we can't question God, but then they turn around and they feel a type of way when he doing his work. He doing his work. He doing his will. So, but yeah, that's the two things I want to speak on. That video about the girl getting throat punched, and then the man getting shot at and targeted, and then his daughter ended up getting killed. And then this man's another YouTuber who was speaking about it, and it was just like, that's God giving him a chance to repent and get away from that gang life and all that. Turn those other ones in or whatever, and sparing him. And who knows? Who knows the prayers that man has prayed? Still consequences because you lose a child. But who knows? Maybe he prayed for God to get him out of it, and that was the way. We don't never know. So that's the thing. And I know I prayed when people came against me and doing evil stuff. I did pray. So if people want to say, oh, your prayer, people have said before, you got devil prayers and this, that, and that. I'm like, who sits around and, I guess satanic people and, people that outright, and this person was actually professing the devil who, came against me or whatever. But anyway, I don't want to sit around and pray to the devil or ask the devil. I don't go to the devil for nothing. I have to seek God. I trust God, my creator, the Most High. I just don't have time to do all that. But, and then I trust him with the results. So, I think that's pretty much it on that topic, but it was crazy. Like, I literally broke down in tears when I seen that lady get hit. Really, when I seen the lady get hit, it was more so just to her. Him put her in handcuffs. She couldn't do nothing. Like, I almost feel that, like, if somebody got you bound and you tied up and they still being aggressive towards you, or they trying to exercise the upper hand towards you, you can't do nothing, you can't fight back. That's what I felt. Like, that was so, that's where the pain or frustration and passion, it comes, it just tries to explode for me. And then I see the black guy and some other guys, once the cop did punch her, I see him standing around and calling the cop derogatory names and just basically wanting to get at the cop and wanting to say something. But of course they're scared, because if they lunge at the cop, you can get shot, or you can get of course you get arrested yourself, or whatever the case may be. They're the big wigs, because they have the weapons and this, that, and the third. But in the eyes of the people and everybody else, that's what it is. So, and it don't matter in that moment. It don't matter what type of corrupt stuff they did. It don't matter that man just, if it was unjust, that he just unjustly punched this lady, and there's a black man around trying to help out, trying to say. Then I seen a black woman in the red, and she was getting all close, and she was, showing the most emotion. Getting up to him again. That's another black woman stepping in, and it's like, I see black men in the media. I see all this BLM and all this other stuff. I see, I guess these new age Black Panther movements and things of that nature. But it's like, it don't seem like they be there during the right time or from the beginning to get this stuff to not spiral out of control to begin with. Maybe they come when it's too late. Maybe you protest after this happens, and it's just like, what can we do to get to the root? What can we do to stop this from happening to begin with? How do we check ourselves as individuals and then collectively? So, that's the way I see things. And of course, it'd be nice to start at home and have the conversations with the ones that I've been familiar with and dealt with, but they have, just being real, they have ran away from me, they have separated from me, they have distanced themselves from me, they have listened to other people when speaking about me. They have, of course, had the side conversations about me and all of that. One told me, you disrespect everybody you come around. He even had to correct his tongue and say, I seen you stand up to such and such. But first he was saying, you disrespected such and such. I said, okay, really? I disrespected this person? You really seen, where have you seen me disrespect this person? No, you stood up. Okay. You either gonna say I stood up to the person or you gonna say I disrespected them. See, that's the thing. It's a lot of ignorance out here. Ignorance of the truth of the matter. You really, something might appear to be disrespect and it's not. Now something can flat out be disrespect that looks like disrespect. Some stuff don't look like disrespect and it's subtle disrespect. So we just need to be careful that we are judging righteously. And a lot of that comes with sitting down communicating, but a lot of times people don't want to communicate because they know they're guilty. They done did something to somebody. They don't want to apologize. They don't want to repent. They don't want to ask for forgiveness. They don't want to make stuff right. They just want to go on and keep on covering up, hiding, or whatever all that entails. Me personally, I ain't that type of person. Granted, I don't want to talk about everything that I done did towards somebody. I mean, who likes that heat on them or whatever? You gotta admit that you did something wrong. You was in the wrong. But I just like to make stuff right with people. Consider myself a peacemaker at times, peacekeeper oftentimes. But I've been around a lot of thug stuff, and you know what I'm saying. So I be feeling like if necessary, I can get ratchet too, and then it's that one time out of the 100 times you done did something to me, or the 99 times you done did something to me or against me or said something against me, on the 100th time I respond and I'm the bad guy, I'm the crazy one, no, the devil is a lie. I'm entitled to have my time, feel my emotions, express myself or whatever, and it might look crazy, but that's where having loving people around you come into play, like somebody that actually loves you and cares for you, and they seek to understand where you're coming from and stuff like that, and then they're not sitting there trying to lie and be in denial and act like they didn't throw rocks and hide their hands. So that's what that is. But and even when as far as to say to me, God loves us all, as if I ever told them, or I don't know about making them feel, but just because I live my life and I want to submit to God, that convicts you and makes you feel like I'm telling you in some type of silent way that God don't love you. I don't speak devil over people. I don't speak antichrist type stuff over people. So that's your own stuff. That's your own guilty conscience, and it's almost bringing you to condemnation. Because if you going that far as saying that I'm making it seem like I'm making you feel, or trying to imply that I'm making you feel like God doesn't love you, when I know that He created us all. That's your own sick thoughts. That's your own, that's your own personal relationship that either just not right with Him. And then you giving me too much power to be able to feel like I'm condemning you. Anywho, so yeah, I feel like anybody can reject God if they choose, because He gave us free will. You can reject or you can accept Him, and with Him comes His will, comes His obedience, comes His truth, comes His love, comes all those things that are of God. Without Him, or when you want to separate yourself, comes condemnation, or at least the feeling of condemnation, because I don't feel like anybody that's still living and breathing is condemned. I don't want to say yet, because that's not my place, but they not condemned. So let me just leave it at that. So that means you need to get right. Don't try to project your stuff on me, but a lot of times that's what people have done, try to project stuff on me. And yeah, I can relate to the dude that pissed on the grave, and I do not want to, just disclaimer, don't want to pee on nobody's grave or anything, but at the same time I'm not saying that somebody did something hateful to me, I wouldn't feel like doing something like that. Not going to act on that, because people can definitely twist stuff. Definitely don't even know where the grave sites are to do that. So, you know what I'm saying? But I can relate to the feeling of, the thought of, because people have did some nasty stuff, some malicious stuff, some evil stuff, some diabolical stuff, and it just leaves a bad taste in my mouth. I'm not one. Stay stuck on bitterness and stuff like that. But I have not forgotten those things. Even though those people are gone, I still haven't forgotten what they did to me. I have definitely purpose to forgive, and even if I have to do it every day or go over and over again, not saying that I do, but I'm just saying if that was the case, that's what it is. But yeah, and I'm just tired of, I do feel tired of living in a world where people cannot express the truth of the matter, their side of the story and things like that without being and feeling attacked and bullied and things like that. It's like, no, you need to, if that person did something to you when they was living and now that they dead, you need to be quiet about that. You need to be hushed. What? I actually seen, and this was people that was familiar to me, but I seen where this person died, and on Facebook, evidently, they had did something to somebody in their childhood, and the person put on Facebook, yeah, I remember what you did to me when I was 5 years old. That person was feeling some type of relief and healing. Probably been scared to speak on it the whole time the person was still alive, but now that person dead, feels safe enough to speak on it. And who are we to take that away from them if something bad happened to them from that person that's now deceased? Who is anybody to take that away from them to express themselves and feel how they feel? You can tell people all day, get over it, let it go and all that, but everybody got their healing process, and that's just that. And a lot of people can't even begin to heal until somebody passes on, or years after that person's gone, if ever, because the things that people have done to people is just so downright just nasty, just despicable, just a lot of it, should be, we call it unmentionable, but we really need to talk about it. So, that's my spiel on that. I'm just like, man, I have plenty more that I can speak on, because I do feel like they try to shut me down because I feel like I feel, and I might be speaking in a certain type of way about somebody. Might be a so-called close loved one to you, but they did something nasty to me, and it is what it is. That's my perspective of that person, and that's my experience with that person, and nobody can take that away, and I'm just tired of that. And I feel like if you are a loved one of that person, you really can't make no apologies on behalf of that person, but you can help that person who was affected heal by, dang, I know what they did to you is messed up, but I hope, even if you sensitive about it and your feelings about it, hopefully they can get some rest. Hopefully before they left this place that they got themselves right with God, they got their relationship intact with God, and nobody can ever undo the past. But I don't know, maybe I'm wrong though, because I pretty much stand alone physically on this, but maybe enough people haven't heard about it, but also just, in what I consider who I'm familiar with, I stand alone on it, and I've seen apparently, they just, they think it's just wild and outlandish, so I guess feel like that or whatever, but have done stuff to me, and I'm supposed to just keep on carrying on, moving on, hush about it, all that, and so yeah, man, it's craziness out here for real. Which I know we live in a fallen world, and I guess some would say it's to be expected, but I still don't be expecting some of the stuff to be happening, to be going on. Like, I really don't. Till this day, I just be like, no, I ain't expecting that. I thought we can expect something good to happen. I thought we can expect the best, but yeah. So that's pretty much it. I hope this video uploads right, because I'm doing it from a different device, but we're gonna see.